Hello, and my name is Julija Varneckienė, and I'm Chief Operations Officer at CapitalBox. I have started 9 years ago in CapitalBox from the Operations Coordinator role, and at the moment I'm Chief Operations. I'm taking care of all the systems, processes, technology, and also all the payments compliance part. So taking care of all the stuff from the SME business side to support the business to grow and help actually company to meet the requirements and manage projects from sales to collections to IT and partnerships, and Enable Banking is just one of our partners, great partners. There are few things that actually excites me a lot working for the CapitalBox and working in SMEs for SMEs. It's never routine. It's very dynamic, it's always changing, and it's very dependent on everything from microeconomic to macroeconomic part. So it's, each day is never the same. So it's a huge ability to grow, it's huge potential to grow, and on the other hand, we do great stuff, and we help businesses to grow as well. So we are growing, but we also help a lot of businesses to grow. And this is exciting to see, how companies from the small ones becoming bigger ones, or who, the ones that we have helped, how they actually thrive at, working in the same areas or working at the same infrastructure that you do. And it's just like the way how you help them. Usually a CapitalBox is working in a small and medium-sized business infrastructure, right? So our customers might be from sole proprietorship companies, like one person doing their own business. It can be IT consultancy company, but just with one person. But it also can be much bigger companies having 20, 50 employees. Like usually it's more or less 5 to 15 employees companies we are working with. And we have 5 products, and this is what we're actually very proud of at the moment, because we have a huge variety to also help our customers. So we have the business lending in the form of the installment loans, and we can solve to 500k in euro. We are also granting secured installment loans up to 3 million euro. And we have the invoice purchasing, which is the factoring business. We do purchase financing, like buy now, pay later, as you know it. And we also have the credit lines, which is one of our main products and a very successful one, as we help customers to figure out their problems and issues with their cash flow, with the working capital. We serve them in 5 markets. So we are in Finland, Sweden, Netherlands, Denmark, and Lithuania. In some countries we are more newer players, but like in Sweden we are for the last 10 years already. So it's I checked it today, and we have the customer who was the first one, and he's still with us. So it's huge fun to have this kind of stories. Fast and flexible financing is important for all businesses, but for the SME businesses, they're very dynamic. Sometimes everything is changing just in a click. You need to change the partner, and you do not have the variety of them. So you're very glued to some industries, to the things that are happening currently in your country or maybe in your industry. So getting the instant or getting very fast finance helps you actually to solve problems that you experience. And usually small and medium-sized enterprises, right? The small businesses, they do not have a huge accounting or finance departments helping them to sort things out, in the very, very beginning part. So they didn't think of some details that comes up in the row, and this is why they need help just now when these actually issues are appearing, or when new ideas are appearing. This is even more interesting when they come up with us with like a new idea for like the new development or additional people they want to hire to sell maybe more goods or more stuff to produce or something. And yeah, we are the ones who help them here and to support in exactly now, because the competition is huge and they do not want to wait this 1 month, 2 months till somebody will approve their loans or their request, right? So they need it just now. So they can also trial and error, they can check this out, how does it work, and also either they grow, either they find another ideas. So this is why this is important to have the fast decisions. Flexibility is really important when it comes up to good situations, when you need fast, when you need to develop, when you need to bring more ideas or something. But it also is very important to customers when business is not going in the way that it's supposed to, right? We are working with lots of different businesses in a very seasonal sometimes type of the businesses, when they need this routine to be developed in a slightly different manner, and not, as an example, not all the months are the same for them, right? So sometimes they need to pay more, sometimes they need to pay less, right? So the sales are very different, revenues are very different, right? So they need to adapt, and so we also help them to adapt, and we also creating the flexible solutions for them, not to default, but to actually solve their problems and be there on time just when they need us. It's more important for the smallers because they're very dependent on their customers, right? So to their partners. So this is where the flexibility of the lending companies, of the financial companies actually helps to move forward the greater roles and the greater ideas and bigger success. There are lots of stories from our great customers. Stories are meaningful. Usually we serve customers when banks can't do that, or they do not want to do that because the customer is too small or their potential is not that visible. So as an example, we have a customer even in Lithuania who is at the moment they're one of the most popular photo studios as well, and banks didn't believe that they can make it, and they did it, so they couldn't find any financials and with any other sources, and we were the one to actually help them to grow. And yeah, they're thriving, they're big, and they're very successful at the moment. So we are happy to support businesses in their goals and ideas. CapitalBox has founded in 2015, as mentioned. We're now at the moment we're 10 years old company, so it's quite a mature one. But actually we are the part of the Multitude Group company, and Multitude have 3 independent tribes working in the consumer banking, on the call of Multitude Bank, and we have the wholesale lending, and we also have the CapitalBox. CapitalBox part is just one tribe of the Multitude Group companies, and Multitude is listed in the Frankfurt stock market. So we do the businesses SME part. We have been in the market for 10 years as SME lenders. And the story is actually very, very easy one. One of our employees, more than 10 years ago, he was working for the consumer side and on the data analysis, and he was analyzing the data from the consumer part. And it gave them an idea so that consumers is not that far away, especially if it was sole companies who are working as one individual person companies. So, and where the financing is here, right? And he figured out that there is almost no one except the banks are solving the SMEs problems in regards of finance. So he had an idea. He brought it to our CEO, Jorma Jokela. And it seems that it was a great idea to develop, to do the business analysis. So they make a business case, they run it, and here we are. Now 10 years after, we're in 5 European markets, serving SME customers all over. And we are really proud that we have these 5 products at the moment. For quite a long time we had 1 product, and now we have 5, and we are serving very different type of customers. So some need the cash flow, some needs this instant finding just here and now by purchasing some goods in the store, and some need the secured lending when we can the 3 million loans as an example, right, to have huge real estate projects or something. So yeah, it's helping, and CapitalBox is here to help the customers. Some years ago, we were looking for a great possibility to make our decision even faster for the companies, right? And as it's usually happening, we ground our decision on financial reporting. The problem with financial reporting is that at some time it is getting old. So the ones that you get from the authorities, it's already old. Like at the moment, we also have the financial reports from 2023, while it is already beginning of 2025, right? The financial reports are not yet ready for the 2024. So how to make a proper decisions is you need to have the proper data. So one way is to ask this data for the customer themselves, to ask them to prepare the report and intermediate reporting and to provide this to us. So usually it takes time, and it takes time because the customers not always has this accounting department, so they need to outsource this and ask for the help. This is one thing which can be done, of course, and we are still using it at some point for the bigger deals. But at the same time, we needed more faster solutions for the customer that they can get the offer even just now by providing something tangible. So PSDT was the one of the solutions that we are looking for, and Enable Banking just came to us, and it was magically happening. It just came up, right? So Enable Banking approached us at the same time, and we went into the partnership. So we are running our credit scoring at the moment on the PSDT data for the customers, and it is fast. They log in, right? They grant us access, and we see what they are doing, right? We can use this data for the credit scoring of the customer and have almost instant offers for them. We can use this data also for the fraud prevention. We can use this data for the compliance measures. So we are getting lots of valuable information which previously was not available just in time, of course. We could, ask for the bank statements and downloads. I had a case when customer made a screenshots of 30 pages of the bank statements and sent them to us by email just because he didn't know how to upload this from the bank. It's still happening in 21st century, right? So it's the reality. Customers are very different. Some are very super smart and they nailed it and they know all the figures, but some are more simple, tailored solutions, fast solutions, and very easily understandable solutions for the customers are the ones that actually makes the market grow faster and help customers faster. Working with Enable Banking has been a great opportunity to grow, both for grow the business, but also grow professionally on meeting the people on the other side. And it is a great possibility to learn how the market is structured on the PSDT, on the open finance, on open banking side, because we can expand our offerings also by hearing our partners. At the same time, there is another part that I like the most is the possibility and the professionalism of the people from Enable Banking, and that they listen. So it's not only to do the business just for the revenue, but to develop products together, to work together in order to be more qualitative, right? It's not quantity only matters, and to be able to have the very exact answers when you need them, to be transparent with your partners. So yeah, I enjoy working with Enable Banking. We have been in cooperations for a few years already. It's a great one for us, and I believe great one for Enable Banking as well. I think the main part how Enable Banking is helping us is to reduce the timing. Right? To make the time, it's not only fast for the customer, right? But it's also fast for us. So previously, it could take us like 5 days. Sometimes if accountants is going on vacation, it can be 2 weeks to get some financial statements of the company. Sometimes even to get these bank statements, and you have to chase the customer to get this information. So by providing the PSD2 solutions to our customers to have this possibility, it's happening in minutes. We can say in seconds, but actually we still have customers who has hundreds and sometimes thousands of transactions, right? So it's not an instant information. We need to admit it. So it takes a minute to get it, but then after the process, you do not need to chase the customer. You already know what you're looking for, right? So you can ask additional questions if such, but you already can identify lots of important information, lots of important variables, to see where is the credit debit of the customer, what is his turnover, and it is really helping us to reduce the time and have it as minimum as possible and as flexible for the customer as well. He doesn't need to call anyone, he can do everything on his own. I'm mentoring Women Go Tech for the last 5 years, and I'm also mentoring in an organization called iDialogue. So it's not only for women, but it's also for men, actually for anyone who wants mentorship. And I usually mentor on personal development and on product ownership and business analysis. So, and in Women Go Tech, we do great stuff. We also helping women to change their profession from any type of job to more IT-minded professions and more IT infrastructure professions. So it can be like product ownership is also part of IT. I do some master classes, I do some mentoring one-on-one, and I do also some sessions for women to be more proud of themselves and more confident of themselves, because this is the power that we can actually achieve more when somebody helps us to and enlighten us to reach. I would say there is no such thing, or not yet such thing, as SME technologies. So we have like financial technologies, which works both for the SME and consumer, like the same like PSD2 information. It works both ways. It can be for the consumer lending, and it can be for the banking, but it also can be for the SME. The next 5 years, we still, AI just started, so it's booming, and we just seen just a very small piece of this part of the technology. We do base our scoring models on also working with AI models. We have done this for years already, even before the GPT have come into that. So we have the data, but also in thinking about the further development, I think that the next 5 years will be more like conversational AI type of technology happening. People will be involved on the decision, more automated processes we will see, right? And more also structured technology will be not only focusing everything at the same time, but we will see more partners involved in our businesses, some specific part of the business part, right? If previously we usually had like companies having everything in-house, like huge companies serving everything. So I believe in the next 5, 10, 20 years, right, we will see more and more smaller businesses taking this part and having this fracture of the additional points, just covering this small pieces of the customer journeys. And this is also will help companies because they could adapt much faster, and they could be more scalable because they won't be glued to one partner only. They can choose lots of things and try things out in the different manners when they need it. It will help all the infrastructure part and the technology as well. But we will see. Never know what is happening in 5 years. It still, looks like quite a long period of time, if not from historical, but from the current perspective. Global financing and Magic Wand. So, talking about the global financing, we have lots of startups, cool stuff, and we'll have lots of old banks, great companies. With lots of legacy. So with Magic Wand, I would say, solving the technical debts and taking out the legacy part, so we can actually, work in more standardized manner in regards of the data, because the data that we are working on, that we exchanging with the different partners, it is the core. And even when we are talking about the open finance, we see a big difference when we are talking about the PSD2. The data we are taking from the younger banks has a higher quality than the one which is coming from the older one. And it's natural, right? It is very hard to get data into the same structure when you have 10 systems, when you have different countries, when you have 50 years of tech debt and tech legacy part. So magic wand would just make it happen, and it will be easier to exchange, which means that it will be easier to make the decisions. And also, having less bureaucracy would be an advantage, but we will see how will it go. I wish we have a cool and very nice conversation with regulators, so not only putting all into the paper just as they think should be, but by having the proper conversations with the companies in the financial sector. And we need to start working together even more, and I wish we just be more happier and solve the actual problems and don't invent the new ones. In 100 years, it's either won't change that much, either it will be a complete, totally different. We won't have the finance in the same way we understand it now. So it will be just affordable anywhere where you are. Touching the glasses, you will get your instant offer just by watching, seeing some cars in the streets or something. So it's pretty easy to dream of. The question is where the balance, because the psychological point of technology and people getting more into technological part is very sensitive when we are thinking that there will be no more people going out because there will be no need. You can everything do at home through some technological solutions. We need to be slightly cautious, but it is fun to watch how much everything has changed in the past even 50 years. So it's like the night and the day. So the future will be great, but we do not know yet how. One of the main superpowers I would wish our company has is the timekeeper, the possibility to fly in time, either backwards, either forward. And this is also to the point of helping people. So helping companies to get where they want to be. Sometimes we see that some companies are making bad decisions. So by being able to get back in the past, right, to help them to make the right ones, or to see where we can help them early in the stage. Customer is capable to have a loan, but the question is there a future, right? So there is very different stories, but being able to get in this time machine and helping in the past, but also predicting for ourselves for the future and seeing if this is a good customer or not. It's helping both ways, and we can help companies more when we understand. We can also be just the right time where they need, because it's we wish everybody would come to us when just with the first thing would be that they understand they need finance and they go and look for the finance. But sometimes it is still quite kind of a pressure that not all companies are willing to take a loan. This is why, for us, credit line is something that actually matters for the customers than they like, because it's much easier and covers the cash flow when you need. So you do not need it. It's more like a credit card, right? So you do not need it. If you do not need, you do not use it, but otherwise you have it. So it's very affordable, and it's a great product for the companies to have. So not wasting this time and being closer to the customers is a great one. So I would wish to have this time machine part. So having one would be beneficial from both sides. One of the main advices I would give to the small and medium-sized companies is not to wait till the last moment when you need the finance. It usually seems that I can get finance whenever I need it, but usually when you need it, it might be already too late. So think forward, ask for support, ask for mentorship, try to get additional information in regards to finance and your possibilities, because everything is changing. It can be easy for you to get the loan now. It can be super controversial and difficult to get it, in 2 months. For example, it's different when you can, go to alternative financiers as CapitalBox are, and when you go into the bank. Sometimes you can get, one amount, but in a month you can get already lower. it can be hard, and I hope it will be hard for all the customers. But at the same time, think out, right? Think forward and be prepared for the different situations, like not wait for the last minute. Services and businesses, so we are happy to serve them digitally as we do. We always were digital and we are, so we are acceptable and available at CapitalBox.com and all the respective sites through our markets that we are doing the business from. Companies can just apply for the loan, or they can just call us, and our respective loan officers and credit people will call them back and they will answer. We're still people company, so even we have lots of technology in place, and we're working with like Salesforce, Mambu, TechStack, and we use AI a lot. We still talk to people and we still talk to our customers because we need to understand and we want to understand where you are and how we can help you, and also to make the product more available, more flexible, and we also want to make the products more closer to you, so it will be easy for you at any point of time when you need us.